The Selkie Bride. A long time ago, a young man was walking along the Breckness shore. The sun warmed his face and he listened happily to the sound of the ocean and the seabirds overhead. He threw himself down onto the grass and gazed dreamily into the horizon. Something in the water caught his eye. Very close to where he lay, there was a Selkie bathing. She had the most beautiful face he'd ever seen, with golden hair flowing down her milk-white back. On a rock beside the sea maiden lay her slough, the magical sealskin that she wore to live in the deeps of the ocean. The young man knew if he took it, she would no longer be able to live in the sea, so he made up his mind to take the slough. While the Selkie combed her hair, he crept up to the rock and quickly grabbed the slough. The Selkie maiden turned round in shock when she saw her sealskin was gone. Tears ran down her cheeks and she pleaded with the young man to return the slough, but he would not give it up. The young man had fallen in love with the Selkie. He wanted her to come home with him and become his bride. As the Selkie could not return to the sea, she had little choice but to go home with him. They were married, and after a time the Selkie began to love the man back. Even though he had stolen her slough, he was a kind man, and she realised that love had made him act without thinking. They lived a happy life together for a number of years, and had 6 children together, 3 boys and 3 girls. The children were known throughout the Orkney Isles for their remarkable beauty. When they had grown, she pleaded with the children to ask their father where he'd hidden the sealskin. After much coaxing, the man eventually told his favourite daughter the secret place he'd hidden the slough. And when he was out working in the fields, she excitedly ran to tell her mother. She knew how happy this information would make her, but didn't know why. Very soon afterwards, their mother disappeared. In sorrow, the father went back to the spot where he'd found his Selkie bride, but it was all in vain. Seabirds cried and circled around his head, just as they'd done on the first day they met. But there was no sign of his lost love in the water. He longed to see her once again, combing her golden flowing hair in the warm sunshine. Every evening he returned to that place and hid behind the rocks, watching and hoping for her return. After his wife had vanished, the man told the children about the mother being a Selkie. He made sure they knew they were loved, but the call of the sea was too strong for her. The children missed their mother and sometimes played by the shore. One day the man's vigil paid off, as the Selkie came out of the water towards the beach and began to comb her children's hair. His heart leaped and he ran towards her, but as soon as he showed himself, she vanished beneath the waves. Many a time she came again to that spot to meet her children and comb their locks, but she never again left the magic sealskin within her husband's reach. Tradition says that sometimes the sweetest music is heard near the spot where the Selkie was first found. It is said to be the mother of the children, singing a Norse sea song to lull her little ones asleep. The echoes of the song can never die, a sound as eternal as the sea itself, passing through the vows and caverns of the rocky deep.